Hello, Max Chroma here with another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to cover having the Max Chroma Luminosity Mask Generator action in Photoshop and using the two-color Blend Extractor. Let's start with the Greyscale 100% Squares test file. And then I can colorize this in any number of ways, perhaps using the gradient map. If I use the two-color Blend Extractor, it works as well, as long as I set these to default black and white, or whatever the two colors are in the image. So let's run it, basically just extracting the black and white as separate layers. I can go in and colorize these. I already have a color overlay built in on those. Let's go ahead and change this one. Well, let's just leave it. Let's say you had the blue blending to the red. Okay, I'm going to flatten that image. Let's say this was my original image. As long as this was generated the correct way, it's going to work. So if I go ahead and set the foreground to the first color that I want, and the background to the next color I want, now I can run the two-color Blend Extractor on this, and it'll extract those two layers again. Blending correctly, can change them to any colors I want. Okay, but it's essentially taking and finding the gradients of those two custom colors. Now, when I say that as long as it's generated correctly, there are some ways you can generate blends in Photoshop, let's say through the duotone mode, but it never creates a correct blend. So let's say I've got red for one color and the blue for the other color. I want to go the other way around, actually, just like the example. Blue for here, red for there. Flatten the image. Let's go to RGB mode and try that again. Okay, now you see that it changed because that blend was not actually correctly generated to begin with. It has colors in there that you would not get from blending the blue and the red together digitally, and it just is not the right way it blends. Duotone mode is known for having errors in the math of how the colors blend. It's even more apparent if we go, let's just revert the file. It's really obvious when you use certain colors. Duotone. Let's try black to red. And let me close this. And let's look at this as black to red. So you'll notice a perfect blending of the shades of red to black. This has some faded colors. Let me go ahead and flatten it, or make sure it's in RGB mode. And we can actually see this by sampling that color. You see this is a muted tone, mid-tone of the red. Okay, none of these are actually pure shades of red. So the math in the duotone mode doesn't work right. If you had a file that was generated this way and blending this way, or the colors in it, even though you think it's two colors, it's really got a third color in here. Okay, and that's mixtures of white or gray mixing in with the shades. So if I were to run the extractor with the foreground set to black, the background set to red, press play on this, or if I was in button mode, just hit the two-color Blend Extractor button, you'll notice that it extracts what looks like the other blend, but does not extract the blend that you thought you had, because this is not actually a true blend of the black and red. So let's go ahead and look at that on a different type of test image. I think I will just use this right here, this lion. And if I can make a proper blend with the two-color Blend Extractor or the two-tone Luminosity and Colorizer, You could do it with the gradient map tool. One of the things I don't like about gradient map is it does a little bit of compression. And you can see this. Actually, it's more apparent in the test file. I'll just show that real quick. Let's say I put a gradient map on here. And we have it defaulting to black to white. We have these set to the ends, 0% and 100%. You can see a little bit of change in the shades. And that is because in Photoshop, this is sort of compressing the colors, and it's easy to see if I add more and more. Okay, keep doing it. It should never do this. It should not compress the gradient down further and further. There's other programs that have gradient maps, and you can see that they function correctly. It does not compress it. So I'm not going to use the gradient map, even though on this example you really can't tell the compression that it's doing. I will use the two-tone luminosity and colorizer to set this to 2 custom colors. I'm just going to use the Greyscale colorizing group. And I'm going to go here and pick color 1, maybe this type of red, color 2, maybe like that type of tan color. Now I need to make sure that I select the exact colors here. So maybe I'll make it easy to remember. 240, 210, and 150. Let's do 80, 10, and 10. Okay, so let's say I had this original image and it's flattened. So it's like a blend of 2 custom colors, and as long as it was generated the correct way and I know what colors it was generated with, what the 2 points are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set my foreground to that color. So 80, 10, and 10 right there. And I'm going to set my background to the other color. I got to look at it again. 240, 210, 150. So I want 240, 210, 150. So if I have this and I have those set as the foreground and background swatches, the 2-color blend extractor is going to extract those 2 custom colors as their own separate layers. Okay, and we can see, looking at just one of them, that's the one color, the light brown, and there's the other color, the dark red. And the 2 are set with these layers and groups to blend together accurately, just like the original. Okay, and so that's how the 2-color blend extractor works in the free Max Chroma Luminosity and mask generator. It's available on my payhip.com website, and I'm also uploading it to Adobe Exchange. I'll make some new videos that show where those files, actions are available on Adobe Exchange. So thanks for watching this short video about the 2-color blend extractor, how that works, how to look at color blending together, and some things to avoid with the duotone mode or other methods that do not blend colors accurately together. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future videos.